Alrighty, so I'm gonna make this video quick, hopefully, and to the point. And the reason I'm making this video in the first place is because there's people who get offended and they act with disbelief when you tell them things about their favorite brand, favorite musician, artist, actor, whatever you want to consider favorite in their life. They kind of get defensive about it, and they always try to find the fault into the end user, saying things like, oh, you installed it incorrectly, or it's your fault, or using incompatible parts, or something or the other. So tonight, or today, depending where you are, I want to talk about the SAMIX portals for the TRX4. These bad boys right here. You can see they have been beautifully scratched, and I'll explain into that in a second. But there's a few things wrong with this housing. Inner is aluminum. You can see it's SAMIX, original SAMIX. Oh my god, focus please. So is the outer. This is my Sharpie mark on the right and the left, which I can just rub off if I need to. So the first thing that's wrong with this is this. Look at the hex. Look at the wheel hex. Look at this. See it? Look at the shaft as well. Look at the shaft. Look at the whole assembly. Look at this. Up and down, side to side we go, up and down, but mostly up and down. Look at this. It's so beautiful. It's amazing. Look, it's beautiful. Wow. Nice move. It's like a boat. So the reason this happens is because inside the actual portal there's 3 bearings, but 2 of them only matter. This is where the shaft comes out, by the way. This is the bottom. This bearing cup inside here, and this bearing that sits here, is what actually supports the shaft itself. This shaft is supported by those 2 bearings on the bottom. The SAMIX version on both the aluminum side and the brass side is machined incorrectly. So this bearing cup, this one, and one on the opposite side of the portal cover, is way oversized. Why they did that, I don't know. I have no idea. I cannot wrap my mind about it. I'm just going to presume that they fucked it up someplace with the machining process and not the design process. But at this point, I don't really care if it's a design issue or a machining issue. It's an issue nonetheless to me. The second thing that you notice on this beautiful, beautiful portal housing is you're going to notice all these beautiful grinding marks all over that housing. There's grind marks here, here, here on the edges. The middle part doesn't matter, just the edges. And I warped it on the top, and then on the other side, here and here. That is because to get this portal to fit onto the portal carrier, I had to grind it down. Because, wow, you probably got the theme, it's machined to the wrong specs. The actual round part here is way too thick, if I can put it this way. It's oversized. And then the mounting ears, where the screws go through to mount the portal housing, this is a stock OEM Traxxas plastic housing right here. Can you see that? It's brand new, basically. This part here is way too wide, and it could not fit inside the mounting hose or the sleeves. Even now, after I've ground it down, it is tight. I mean, it's still sticking. It is sticking, but because it's plastic, it's easier to expand it with the metal. Part of the problem with the side-to-side clearance is because inside the mounting hose, Traxxas decided to use a brass sleeve. They actually jammed the brass sleeve on both the upper and the lower hole. Why you would do that, I have no idea. There's absolutely no technical benefit to doing that at all. I mean, there's no benefit at all. It's not a frictional part. It's not a replaceable part. You're not going to wear it down. So I have no idea why you would make a hole that's oversized and then jam a brass sleeve inside that aluminum hole. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway, that sleeve, that brass sleeve, was actually extending beyond the housing on both ends, on both holes. So basically the sleeve, that's actually 3mm correctly size, at least that is correct size on that, would not go into the portal carrier because it's, well, it could not clear this hole in the middle on either level. And then the whole housing itself, once I get the hose down like this, I can see it going in, then I couldn't put the actual thing inside because this was way too much, and then this one on the bottom. So I had to take various tools to a brand new, what is this, $35 part, grind it down, make it fit. That's brand new part. I mean, other than that, it works fine. You know, I mean, it's so fucking loose. It's so fucking loose, there's no way it's not gonna work, right? So, that's what I had to do. Like, the outer cover is like 45, inner is like 35. So, you're looking at like 40 plus 30, 70, $80 for the rear axle portal covers. $80 that you can spend on just about anything else. It's probably going to fit better. So all these pretty SAMIX parts that you guys look at, I mean, this is what happens. This is what it takes to fit SAMIX pretty ass parts to make them fucking work. Just to make them to get them inside your RC kit. You have to cut them up, grind them down, and then they still fucking rattle because they're out of spec to begin with in every single thing. So I'm going to be replacing those with something else, and I gotta say that I have checked the specs on everything else on an axle, and it's fine. It is the SAMIX, it's not the other parts, it's not the OEM Traxxas parts. I have checked the SAMIX against the Traxxas parts. These are to spec, all this is to spec, axle is to spec, everything is to spec except this. So you cannot blame this issue on aftermarket or badly cast machine parts or OEM parts. This is a SAMIX issue. They fucked this up. Traxxas didn't fuck it up. Traxxas made their shit as the way it's supposed to be. Their shit works. It fits together. It works. SAMIX stuff doesn't. So when you want to go and tell me that I installed this incorrectly, yeah, I mean, I suppose I enlarged the bearing hose with my fingers while installing this, and then I squeezed it so hard with my fucking manly hands that I enlarged the actual housing, and I spurged out the mounting hose, and I had to cut them down after that because I'm so strong that I just do that with my fingers, and boof, you know, it just changes the dimension. I mean, that's kind of cool if I could do that, right? That'd be fucking cool if I could do that, but I can't. So it is what it is, you know. SAMIX fucked up. You have no argument, and this is my experience with them. This is $80 they can just toss in the garbage. Because this is useless. This is like 2003 Tamiya kit fitment right here. Actually, this is worse than Tamiya fitment. Because I've never had to Dremel down a Tamiya part to make it fit. I've had slop in Tamiya parts. I'll give you that. I've had lots of swap, axle swap, bearing swap, stuff like that in Tamiya parts. That's fine. That's expected out of them. But I've never had to grind down a part to make it fit like that. And not just in one side. I had to literally grind this shit top, bottom, sides. So it is frustrating. It's frustrating. But just keep that in mind, that when you spend lots of money on quote-unquote premium RC products, you're not always getting premium quality. I mean, a lot of these parts come out of China, like almost all of them, and a lot of them are made in the same factories. These factories have been they've been around for a long time now, so some of their machining might be getting worn out. The tools, they may be saving on new mill ends, new tool bits, on things like that. They may be saving on all these things. And this is what I think, this is what's happening. They're saving on those consumables they should be replacing, and they still keep making parts with them. And there's no quality control. They make one master part, they test it in their office, they say, oh, this part is fantastic, so everything fits together. And then they make a factory run. Maybe they make another run after that, when the first one sells out. But there is no quality control between the actual runs. I don't believe they actually tested this shit, because anybody who tries to install this will tell you it doesn't fit. So if the whole batch is wrong and they let this thing through to the end market like that, then it means they don't give a shit. The people who make the parts don't give a shit, and the people who design the parts don't give a shit either, because they don't control what actually comes out of the factory they sell under their name. So either way, this is on SAMIX. This is not a $10 part. This is $80 of parts that are fucked. $80. What can you do with 80 bucks, guys? I mean, I can buy a new motor for $80. You know, I can buy a nice fancy hobbyist motor, or I can buy a couple of BECs, or I can buy a servo, or I can buy a receiver for my high-tech radio. I can do a lot of things for $80. But now I'm gonna toss $80 in the garbage and spend another $60 replacing those with parts that actually fucking work. So, happy remote control, crawling, happy towing, happy building, happy whatever. I'm pissed. Thanks.